Welcome back to Dream of Mirror Online. Last time I finished up the quests in Giantwood Forest, or at least the main ones, and I'm ready to move on to a new area again. I'm right here in Collington at the gate, near the gate to Grassgreen Square, which is one of my favorite areas in the game. It has absolutely gorgeous music. I am just really excited to get going on this. So let's get going. Unfortunately, there's a recipe I need to Pilfer there, so let me just put Pilfer somewhere here and sob. But it will be a really, really useful recipe. It is the level 30 blade, and I don't have any significantly better way to get it. You can't get it from the life quest or anything. You can buy the weapon in the store, but if I'm going to be fighting the enemies anyway, and they are part of the quest, I can try to do Pilfer, I guess. But anyway, don't worry about that. Let's head into Grassgreen Square and experience it for the first time. Oh, it's raining right now. You can see there are more foxes, this time adult, some divine male cuckoos who are pretty tough. I'm not ready for you yet, sir. Here's the assault officer, of course. Divine male cuckoo and red fox, perfect. And there is another quest you can do here right away, which will double up with some of the assault quests at least. It's not too far up here, so I'm going to go get it. And let's just look at the beautiful flowers and enjoy the music. It's time to pound the rice cakes, the bunny's special rice cakes. They're cheery, they're aromatic, they're sweet, and above all, they're delicious. Oh, and look, a recipe pot. I found my first one without even trying. Sneakers. That's the level 35 clothing set. Where's that mouth-watering aroma coming from? Do you want a serving of Bunny's special rice cake? Bunny's special rice cake? None for you. That looks delicious. Do you mind if I have a bite? Do you really want to taste it? Fine. First, you must swear that you will never bully rabbits again. Why do I get the feeling that the bullying's the other way around? I swear that I'll never bully rabbits again. Since you're so determined, I'll make an exception and prepare it for you, but you must gather the ingredients I need for the recipe. I need the following ingredients. Let's see, snow fairy rice. One of the main ingredients for my special rice cakes is the snow fairy rice found exclusively at Grassgreen Square. The snow fairy rice must be harvested and dried out for 3 days. Unfortunately, whenever the snow fairy rice is ready, divine male cuckoo comes and steals it from me. Would you be willing to accompany me to retrieve 100 portions of snow fairy rice from divine male cuckoo? Sorry, my voice acting cracked there. Wow, 100, okay. And let's see, collecting the flour. It said that my ancestors used their furs to prevent the land at Grassgreen Square from being polluted. Over time, the bunny furs were gradually absorbed into the earth and bunny flowers started to grow. My special rice cakes use the bunny flowers to give them their texture. Would you mind getting me 30 bunny flowers? Let's see, how do I get the bunny flowers? Let me look. From the stubborn stones. So that's not quite yet, but it's coming up. And in fact, they have the recipe I need to Pilfer. Okay, now there's another NPC here, Harry Hare. You can only do his quests after doing Jack Rabbit's quests. And up here, the divine female cuckoos are still a bit high level. They're level 35, so I feel like we can wait on those. Let's stick to some of the other enemies. Now, my luck is actually pretty good, so I'm kind of tempted to go to the stubborn stones, but maybe I should do a little bit of training first. And I will quickly show you now the recipes in Grassgreen Square. As you can see, it's mostly a few medicines, and then it's the level 35 clothing set. And the marshal over there, who is marked, does sell the level 25 robes, the White Fox's robe and skirt. and you now have the collection. It's fishing and farming. And over here you can see that this will lead to Blackatoa, which is the area for the high level 30s, like 35, 36 and up. So not quite ready for that yet. And Quintuple Manor is full of magic users. I'm not sure why it's quintuple. It's basically, they're all Taoists, and they have very high magic attack and the enemies very aggro, so not ready for that either. They're in the early 40s, so that's going to be a while away. You can do both this area, Blackatoa, and also the Emperor Gang hideout back in Collington. All of that can be done before you worry about Quintuple Manor, I would say. And there's also going to be a quest for accessing the Emperor Gang hideout, where you need to fight the enemies which show up higher up here, I believe the Audrey Offspring. So they're too high level for us yet, they're level 36, so there's no need if you're level 31 like me to be getting that mission yet, but you can talk to the old man in Collington later on and get that mission, but we're not quite ready for it yet. Okay, I do have Pilfer with me unfortunately, so I can't heal my pet. I'm not sure if that was a mistake. Maybe I should have waited on it a little bit, but here we are. Let's put on Razzle Dazzle and let's see how we do against the Divine Male Cuckoo. They're non-elemental, so I just need to beat them up with Skill Spam, and looks like that won't be too tough at all. Of course, the Assault quest does want you to do a lot of them, but oh wow, look at that, 100. That is a lot, but I feel like you will level up very quickly by doing that. So that's an advantage. I'm currently already getting more experience. Honestly, with my cooldown as it is, I might as well skill spam a little bit more than that. And we could also start doing the foxes. Let's see, these are earth, so I can actually use Vandal's Falling Leaves on them. You can see that sometimes the enemies, even though you'd think they'd be metal like the foxes in the forest were, they're not. The adult foxes now are earth type for some reason. Okay. But yeah, at this level, it's honestly quite a breeze. I'm doing perfectly well against them. And I do unfortunately not have pet healing abilities right now, but what can you do? This is going to be really great training, and honestly for the time being, I'm basically just gonna vibe and enjoy the music. As I've said, I do find grinding in RPGs kind of relaxing. Oh, here we are. I love the music here. So as I've mentioned, I'm not sure if putting extra points into agility, how much that's going to benefit me, but you know, I do feel like we have decent base evasion. It's not as good as something like the Dancer, but it's pretty good. So if I put more points in it, I feel like it should still benefit me. And on top of that, it will mean faster cooldown. You can see that it's happening much faster now. So I'm just going to be training, and as said, nothing much to show. Getting good experience, just need to keep beating up monsters. I don't yet have good enough evasion to be worrying about dealing with multiple enemies at a time. I think they would absolutely destroy me. Very curious if putting more points in evasion will help, or if I'll still find that my evasion just isn't good enough for dealing with multiple enemies. I don't know yet. Okay, so unfortunately, I found that my level of Pilfer is not high enough to steal from the monsters in this area, which is a shame because I'm already training here, but what can you do? I am probably going to have to level up Thief. I checked, and in order to level up Pilfer again, I need to get my level 18 Thief to level 21. And right now, I really am in the mood for Grassgreen Square, so you know what, too bad. I'll just have to do it some other time. I am finding that the Onyx of Love, which gives me extra standing MP recovery is making a huge difference. Oh, well, that's dead. It's making an absolutely huge difference to my MP recovery. I don't even have spring cleaning at the moment set up on my fencer, and I'm honestly doing okay with MP. If occasionally I just take a pause between using skills, my MP recovers so quickly that it's not a big deal. I really need to look up what monsters might drop this Onyx, because it is incredible. It's very much worth keeping a copy of it on my armor at all times. I really hope that some area bosses drop it so that I can get it more easily in future. I'll be so sad if I can't get it again. Okay, I do need regen back on. I also need to level up Doctor. My regen isn't very good anymore. Yes, I'm finding that some of the other sub-jobs are not really high level enough anymore to be very useful. So that's an issue. But I am getting very good experience and I'm having a good time here, so what is there to complain about? Still mostly focusing on the cuckoos because at the moment I think they're very good experience, they're right in my level range. The foxes are fine too, but I kind of want to get them done since I have to beat up a lot of them for both of these quests. Oof, yeah, a lot. So I'm going to focus on the Divine Male Cuckoos first. Okay, I just hit level 32 and I'm doing pretty well on this mission. I finished the Assault quest and I only have 21 more on the Snow Fairy Rice quest. So I want to see what I can do with my skill points now. As said, I'm going to be trying out a high agility build, so at this point I am going to be dumping agility. Oh, that was 2 extra, so it seems like it sort of alternates. Now I'm up to 43. Not as good as a dancer, but let's see how that serves me. And oh, I'm so tempted by everything here. It's all good, but I really do want to get more of these area of effect moves as well. Ugh. Rolling Thunder is still so far back. Gosh, I need more skill points. I always need more skill points in this job. There are just too many good moves. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just curious, I do have Razzle Dazzle on though, so that doesn't tell me a lot about the miss rate. I mean, my agility is going up fairly quickly as I level up. Oh, wow, they're already giving me the little cutesy face. I'd say if I get to level 35, I'm curious where, if I dump agility there, what I'll get out of that. Will things start missing a lot? Will it be enough? I don't know. Because I do think that Fencer is not very defensive, and also, again, faster cooldown will be excellent. Unfortunately, at some point I'm going to have to level up Thief off-screen and get Pilfer because I really do need it. And I'm even tempted to do it before I start fighting those Stubborn Stones because they have the next Saber recipe and I really want to be able to make it. Yeah, that's very tempting, even though it's a little annoying when I'm like, I'm so excited by all the progress I'm making, but I think I might have to do that. Now, I'm sharing experience with my pet, so it's definitely taking me a little bit longer, but yeah. I mean, I'd say that between this and Razzle Dazzle, we definitely get more misses. I don't have enough area of effect to trust that I could actually handle more than one at a time. I feel like I'd get in trouble very quickly. I mean, they miss me a fair bit, but not enough for me to really feel safe. Okay, let's be reckless. Free. Only free, no more. And they are a few levels lower than me by now, so let's see how that goes. Yeah. I don't know that they're missing me enough to justify this being a good idea. Although, I am surviving. Ooh. Oh no, oh no. So yeah, I would say I would either need some higher, stronger area of effect moves, and I would need higher evasion and also higher healing. I mean, I'm not looking to do a giant mob, but like 3 enemies at once, especially if they attack you anyway, if you're in an area with aggro, I'd like to be able to handle that. If I want to get this job to a very high level, I feel like I need to be able to handle more than one enemy at a time. Maybe not a giant mob, but you know, 3? 3 sounds good. So at this stage, I definitely would say I probably need a mixture of much better healing and also, like, regen is not good enough at the moment. It's a very low regen. And I would also need to look at having more, much more agility. So it's something I'm going to just kind of earmark, and I'm experimenting with it. I don't know if it's really viable, but I want to try. But we are nearly done with this first part of the mission, so that's something. And it's very good experience. And I just find training in Grassgreen Square very relaxing. I love the music here. Okay, come on, where's another cuckoo? I'll start fighting the foxes next. Teddy's doing really well. At this rate, their name's just gonna be Teddy because I can't think of anything else. There are actually 3 songs in Grassgreen Square and they're all gorgeous. I just love the music here so much. It's one of my favorite areas, as I have already said. Collington, Grassgreen Square, Giantwood Forest, I love these places. They're so beautiful. Okay, so I'm ready to turn in this first quest. Let's see what we get for it. Excellent! The Snow Fairy Rice will allow me to make more of my bunny's special rice cakes. Thank you so much. Here's another record sheet for you. Okay. Bit of experience. Recipe? Oh, here it is. Okay, so that's just another thing. And I already have the bunny flowers from Stubborn Stone quest. And here's a dice chest, copper bar. Okay, I definitely don't want to use a treasure map. So at this point, unfortunately, as much as it pains me, I may want to switch over to Thief and grind it up quickly to level 21 so I can get Pilfer. Of course, by the time I've done that, I bet my luck will have turned over, which is very unfortunate, but I really, really, really do want to get the thing. I want to get the next level of Pilfer so I can start trying to get that yin-yang sword. It's very unfortunate right now not to have it. Here's the gate, so I'm gonna have to do that. Very annoying, but I need higher level Pilfer, which is a shame because I'm just having so much fun in Grassgreen Square, but what can I do? I will meet you back here later. Okay, so this is a new day, and I regret to say that this episode is probably going to be a little short once I have cut it down. I have been encountering a couple of problems. Now, one you probably could see while watching me train in Grassgreen, my healing abilities are no longer sufficient for my level. First aid level 4 sounds fine, but when you have 16k base, 1.6k base HP, it doesn't really go as far as you would think. Let's see how much that heals. It only does 300, and I'm taking more damage, and so that's not very good when I'm dealing with a tough enemy. So I do feel like I need to train up certain jobs which have support abilities, like doctor, musician for healing my pet. I'm also finding that my pet healing doesn't really do enough. And I would actually like to work on control breathing for Thief, because that's an ability which can, when you get it to the next level, the higher stage version on the second page, can restore both HP and MP at the same time. That could even be a good substitute for something like first aid long term, potentially, if you get it to a high enough level. But jobs like doctor and musician and thief can be a little tricky to level alone, especially if you're mainly going for the support skills and not putting points into anything useful for fighting. And I thought that what I would really like to do next episode is pick up a new job. It's been a little while since I last did a job overview, and I think that would be fun, and it's a job which is extremely good for subbing out to other jobs in order to train them. That job is Witch Doctor. That's why I'm in Darkdale. The qualification for it is here. So that will be next episode. The other thing I wanted to report back on is that I've done a lot of thinking about Pilfer. You know by now that I despise Pilfer. It is my least favorite feature in the game. I wish I hadn't even bothered putting the points into it to get to level 4. I regret all of those 8 points which I could have used on other moves. Because the long story short of it is, probably still a long story, but slightly shorter, is that Pilfer has an extremely low success rate. It's minuscule. And I've been asking around and looking around, and as far as I can tell, it's just bad RNG. It's RNG based, and you have very, very low odds of getting a success in Pilfer. Your in-game stats like providing chance and provider's providence actually don't seem to affect it that much. And there is technically an item which can increase your fighting chance. It's some sort of stupid pill you get in the item mall, item store, whatever it is. But I asked in the guild that I joined, and a lot of people were saying it doesn't really help. They have used those and they've used the abacus to get their provider's providence up, and they were still getting 300 fails in a row. So basically, if this stuff even affects your success rate at Pilfer at all, it is by a minuscule amount to what is already very, very low odds. And essentially, it's just an old RPG thing. I don't know if newer RPGs have this, but a lot of old RPGs have a theft mechanic, and it has a very low rate of success. Heck, even Pokemon has that. There's the move, Thief, and you have a very tiny chance of actually stealing what you want from a wild Pokemon. I know in that one, people can spend an hour plus trying to steal one thing. It's just a bad mechanic. And in a weird way, I kind of like that. It's not a monetization thing. There's no way you can pay your way into getting better success with Pilfer. It's just bogus RNG. It's just an old school RPG mechanic that I don't like. And so the decision I've made is that I'm not going to opt into that mechanic. It's not a truly necessary part of the game. I apologize if you hear that siren, I can't help it. It is not a truly necessary part of the game. And for me, trying to do Pilfer, going into an area with Pilfer equipped and having to remove a slot for good abilities that I'm actually using for training, and I try, and I'm there for ages and I'm not getting anything out of it, it's not fun. It turns what is normally an incredibly fun and rewarding experience, logging into this game and having fun, into a miserable one. And why would I do that? I don't play to not have fun, so I've decided I'm just not going to bother with Pilfer anymore. Now, the thing is, I personally don't think it is strictly necessary. For every life quest, you get a recipe for the level of that in life quest. Does that make sense? So you do the level 20 life quest, you get the level 20 recipe. You do the level 30, you get the level 30 recipe, same with level 40. And each of those weapons can be upgraded twice. So that will last you 10 levels. That will last you all the way then to level 50. And you don't desperately need to craft anything as far as the weapons go, because when you upgrade a weapon, you actually do get a bonus stat on it. And essentially this bonus stat you do when you craft the weapon yourself. I believe I crafted this simple syringe, and I got really good bonus stats on it. I got plus 10 physical attack and plus 9 magic attack. But once I've upgraded this simple syringe once, I will not have those same bonus stats. It does not carry through. Every time you upgrade a weapon, you're essentially creating a new weapon as far as the game's programming is concerned. The stats don't carry through to each upgrade. So the bonuses are just going to be recalculated again. For instance, it doesn't matter now, these are both max upgraded, but let's say I could upgrade them again. I could get more magic attack bonus this time on the Breeze Blade, or even less, potentially. It's just a chance, and it really doesn't have, you have no control over that, basically. I think it is related to your alchemy level, and this is actually a thing. Alchemy and item upgrades are related to your provider's providence by a decent amount. I've definitely noticed, although it's also your alchemy level, so if you have a high alchemy level, then you're more likely to meet with success. But if you're doing low level stuff, you're still low level at your alchemy, provider's providence does help. I've definitely done enough tests to observe that you get many more successes as a low level alchemist if you are working with high provider's providence luck. But by and large, it's not strictly necessary to craft your own weapons because the initial bonus won't carry through. You can actually buy a weapon at the store with no bonuses, and once you've upgraded it, you will get those bonuses, and I think that essentially that upgraded weapon will be the same as one you would upgrade yourself from when you originally crafted. And there are scrolls from a merchant in Eversun City which can add more to that bonus stat. So there are blue and green upgrade scrolls for weapons, and they will add 1 more point each to the stat, to that bonus stat. I have come to the conclusion that I just don't care about Pilfer. I think it makes the game less fun, and I don't need it. There are alternatives, so why bother? I'm making plenty of gold by training anyway. If I want to buy some of those scrolls and add extra stats to some of my weapons once I've upgraded them, I can do that. And I can craft the weapons I get from the level 20 life quest. This is the breeze blade that I got. I've leveled it up twice, and pretty soon as a fencer I can do the level 30 life quest, and I can get the recipe for the next blade up, the level 30 blade, and that will last me until the early 40s. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I will be much happier doing that. I personally hate Pilfer, and it is making the game less fun. So just wanted to talk about that. And there we are. So I have a plan, and I am very satisfied with it. I also did want to just say I was poking at Fencer and thinking about if you could put a higher agility build on Fencer so that you could actually take small groups of monsters, and I looked into it more and more, and I think you could. I probably shouldn't have put points in pure power. I should have put all of those in agility, because my evasion is 45, and I think I did take a little screen cap, which I can't show you on the screen. I didn't get that prepared in OBS, sorry. But I can tell you that on my other character, my dancer is level 32, has put 47 points into agility, and has 56 evasion. And you can see that Comlin here has 38 points into agility and has 45 evasion. So if I put 10 more points into that, I would have been about on level with that. So I actually think you could do a high agility build on Fencer and be able to handle a small group of monsters, and that will enable me to deal with some of the dungeons. So that is a thing which I'm going to actually continue to try. Worst case scenario, I'll have to buy a attribute reset book if I do feel like this doesn't work out and it was a waste of points and I should have put more into power or something, but I think it could be a possible thing. So I have a lot of plans, but the main thing I'm working on next episode is getting the qualification for Witch Doctor and introducing that job to you. I want to then be able to do some grinding off screen of different jobs which I need more abilities from to be leveled up. For instance, my healing is not really strong enough right now. Regeneration does increments of 12 HP at the moment. That is just piffling when you have this much HP. It's not sufficient. So that's stuff that I can do off screen once I have got Witch Doctor. And that will be nice and relaxing for me to just come and poke and grind a little bit in the old areas we've already been to off screen. But for now, there we are. Those are the plans, and I feel like a weight has been lifted from me now that I've decided to give up on Pilfer. It was the right decision. If you don't like Pilfer, I highly recommend just not doing it. I don't think you desperately need it. You can definitely get away with just skipping it. Okay, so, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye!